A number of speakers in the debate paid tribute to those persons and generations who preceded us in this struggle for democracy and inclusive nationhood. It is fitting that we were reminded of it and that we remember it so that our justifiable pride at what has been achieved by ourselves be tempered and informed by a humility in the recognition that ours was but the last little step on a long and hard road built by generations of brave and noble patriots. With regard to our own country, we shall forever be indebted to the French people and government for the support you gave us over the years, the kind of support which was, in many respects, quite unique. 100 days after our inauguration, our overwhelming impression of our reality is that our nation has succeeded to handle its problems with great wisdom. This government is not engaged in administrative business as usual. Our task is to transform society. This Parliament has, through death, lost some of the best amongst us. These include Firoza Adam, Thomas Gobi, and Joe Slovo. Let the result of this second session of our democratic parliament serve as our salute to them and a tribute to their memory. The spirit with which South Africans have turned from division and conflict to knitting the fabric of a normal society has become a source of pride to us as a nation. It goes without saying that our commitment to fiscal discipline will require constant monitoring and an unbending will. Reminding ourselves of how much is still to be done should not cause despair, but rather a renewal of determination and commitment. But it is our duty to act in such a way that human lives are saved, that in every part of our country there is free and fair political activity generally, and in particular in regard to the forthcoming elections. Yes, South Africa is not only on the right road, we are well on our way to making this country, the country of our dreams. Increasingly, there is an immense pride in being South African, and it is closely bound up with the progress we have made in overcoming the enforced divisions of the past. It nurtures the conviction that by working together, we can overcome the problem that the country faces. For the first time in the history of our country, we can honestly say that the budget process and the outcome of that process reflect a broad spectrum of views of people from many walks of life. As one, you, the representatives of the overwhelming majority of South Africans, have given voice to the yearnings of millions. And so it has come to pass that South Africa today undergoes her rebirth, cleansed of a horrible past, matured from a tentative beginning, and reaching out to the future with confidence. We want men and women, as committed as they should be to our mandate, but men and women who can rise above their ethnic groups and to think in terms of South Africa as a whole. Ultimately, in debate and in action, now and in the future, we shall always face the option of whether to wallow in the mire of pettiness or to deal with the real issues that face the nation. Cooperative governance and the new patriotism also mean a loyal opposition, an opposition that opposes but remains loyal to the Constitution. Leadership means leadership. It implies sometimes moving ahead of one's constituency and not seldom taking unpopular decisions in the interest of the country and all its people. In the end, our narrow constituencies and the nation as a whole will respect our integrity if we act honestly and with vision. I am confident that we have in all parties leaders who are able to rise above the narrow mindset of one section of society. And this came through during the course of this debate. Indeed, I feel strengthened in my conviction that there are good men and women amongst all parties and sections of our society. Men and women who can identify weaknesses and dangers and who are able to see the low road towards the precipice. But men and women who do not lose sight of the opportunities that beckon. Men and women who are able to concentrate their minds on the high road towards justice, prosperity, peace, and a better life for all. It is in this spirit that I have made my remarks, and I'm confident that we shall all pull together to build on the firm foundation that has been laid. Economic growth will not be sustained, nor will our competitiveness improved without a massive injection of energies and resources into training and retraining from boardroom to shop floor. In short, while the budget spells out our choices as a nation and helps us towards their realization, achieving them depends on our own actions. Honorable members, our government will not waver from the course of reconciliation that is at the root of our political transition. Such reconciliation means that we must seek to understand one another's concerns and anxieties. We must understand the basic reasons of the conflict of the past and strive to root them out. we reconstruct the material conditions of our existence, we must also change our way of thinking to respect the value and result of honest work, and to treat each law of the country as our own. As we strengthen our unity as a nation, so too must we strive to consolidate and enhance the place we are defining for ourselves in the community of nations. When we seek to stop change and prevent equity, then we should know that we are not being true to the nation's founding principles. Not that to do so means that we are subversive and seditious, deserving of lynching by anyone. It is the fundamental strength of our democracy that we have freedom of speech and thought. But we must not protest the right of others to question our commitment to the founding pact and to point out our deficit in a new patriotism. The fact is that we know and should know that none of us can be secure if the rest of society is in dire need of basic amenities of life. Reconciliation is central to that vision, which moved millions of men and women to risk all, including their lives, in the struggle against apartheid and white domination. And in particular, peace is the greatest weapon that any community or nation can have for development, as long as the legacy of poverty, unemployment, and other forms of deprivation continue to blight the lives of millions. I wish to join them to say that as long as blood courses through my veins, I will be at the service of the people as they strive to change their conditions for the better.